Hey, everybody. I'm Patty Wilson. This is Patty's Playhouse. It doesn't feel like a playhouse today, though. Not gonna, as I say, not gonna lie, it does not feel like I'm in a playhouse right now. I just got back to the office. It's not allowing me to do that, but Patty was amazing. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm actually gonna go get a water. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Well, the good news, I look thinner on camera today, so that's good. Oh my God, you just all would not believe it. You would not believe what happened tonight. But let's talk about the Markels first. So I'm going to wait a little bit and then I'll tell everybody how the verdict, how it all came about. I'll tell everyone. Because I haven't watched the verdict, right? I was only in there behind Harvey trying real hard not to make a move. So I'm going to wait just a few more minutes because I don't want to repeat it. You know what I mean? It's tiring. I'm not as wordy as I sound. It's been a lot today. I mean, think about it. It's 11 years. 11 years for that family. What other case in the United States has had 4 trials over 11 years that one family had to go sit through? What? Give me another trial. Any? Is there any? My feeling for them, I mean, listening to Ruth Markel, it's just amazing. So I'm going to start. I think most of our crowd is here. So I'm in the rotunda. So think of it as a roundabout. Like the people who live in the UK, it's a rotunda, but it's open. It's a cacophony of noise. There's so much noise. So it's a circle, and the elevator is like at, I'm going to use a clock. The elevator is like at 2:00. The courtroom is at 1:00. The hallway's at 12. I'm over there at 9:00. Tim Jansen comes out of the elevator, darts out of the elevator. We have a verdict. We have a verdict. He goes, he heard it through the bailiff on the phones talking to each other, saying they had a verdict. And I was like, Jansen, you aren't faking, are you? I turned around and there's the Markel family. They are at 9:00. I turned and I said, we have a verdict. And Shelly looked at me and she's like, we have a verdict. I said, we have a verdict. I go to 12:00 where the hallway is. And I said to Tim Jansen, I'm like, are you serious? He goes, Patty, I heard it on the bailiff's radio. That's how he heard it. I'm not telling you. 3 minutes later. So the way apparently Judge Everett does is we're going to announce the verdict in 15 minutes. No. The verdict is there. He's hauling ass to the courtroom. And that's how it works. There is no, like I told AA Legal Photic, I mean, my hands were shaking. I'm still shaking, I think, that there was a verdict. I tried to tell all the people I promised that couldn't be there. There was a verdict. There was a verdict. Local people. And then Joey Eldridge, who I know is a bailiff, comes out. He goes, everybody be super quiet. Judge is present. I mean, judge couldn't have been far, right? So judge is present. We walk in. Donna's at her station. You know she knows, right? You can just tell by the look on her face she knows. Let me go back. When I turned around to make sure that Markel's heard, there was Harvey at 6 o'clock. So I'm describing this, if you're new, I'm describing this rotunda like a clock. So Harvey's at 6, the hallway to the courthouse is at 12. So he just kind of stands there like he's just stone. So Eldridge allows us in, single file. We all go in. Courtroom is pretty big. I mean, it's pretty busy, I would think. Yeah, I told AA Legal Focus she couldn't get back in the building. Well, you had to go around the back, so that was the problem. But I didn't know to tell her that. So we go in, and Rebecca's next to me. She goes, "Patty, sit here." So I sat, of course, right behind Harvey, which a lot of you would have seen. So I don't know Harvey's reaction. I don't know anything. All I know is where I was sitting, and we held hands. So Georgia Peach is the third. And then Rebecca, and then me, and we held hands because when I'm under stress, I get very cold and I get shivers. And so I was like, this poor family. I mean, that's all I kept saying was, oh my God, it's either all guilty or all not guilty. There's no in between at 3 hours. And they had dinner. So it's kind of just like Charlie. And then the judge, they came in like they always do. They have never, and I've said that every time, they have looked directly ahead. They have never, ever looked at Donna. Not ever have they looked at Donna. They didn't look at Harvey. They just looked right ahead. The judge says, you have a 4-person, blah, blah, blah. You heard it. When that 4-person stood up, I about fell out. I had no idea that was going to be the 4-person. And then my heart sank because I was really worried then. Really worried. And I was like, oh my God. I just couldn't have taken it. I'd have passed out. And then she was firm. Like when she stood up and said yes, she was firm. And she said it was guilty. So they hand it in this state, they hand it to the judge, and the judge reads it. The 4-person doesn't read it. Said guilty. And of course you heard, I didn't see Donna's face. I heard her and she went back like that. And of course the judge had to clear the jury. But in all honesty, she handled it better than I thought. Like I thought she was going to do a big ass soccer flop. Like I thought she was going to just like have a seizure right in front of me. Harvey, all I could see is his shoulders, and he was just breathing very shallow. You know what I mean? It wasn't a cry, but he was shallow. Susan Brotman, the friend who was on the open call in the condo when she was planning her demise, reaches her arm out to touch Harvey, and then that was it. And she just looked kind of, well, you guys would have seen her face. I didn't see her face. Then there's some other redhead that I don't even know. I have no idea who she is. But anyway, that's what happened. And so Tim Jansen, always with the sources, but I did question him because I was like, you're not faking it, are you? And then the jury, leaves. The jury comes back. The judge not congratulates them, but reads them their privileges. They don't have to talk to anybody. They don't have to do anything, blah, blah, blah. And then everyone was like, you're free to go, but no one wanted to go. No one wanted to go. Then there's this, I'm telling you, a very handsome black man named Lieutenant Henry. Now, he was the one that Judge Everett said to, he coached at Lincoln, if you're local too. He coached at Lincoln. Took him to 2 state championships. He was pretty proud of that. But he was the one that Judge Everett told them to let the deputies and the who's head of the sheriff's, the jail, that she's going to be a proper screening, that she's not going to hurt herself. So she's going to be naked for a few days in a cell, kind of like Charlie was, to make sure that she doesn't off herself. They took her quickly so that the family, Harvey, couldn't do anything. They took her quickly to do her fingerprints, and then she was gone. We didn't even see it. So I stood up because I wanted the Markels, to get out first. So you kind of stand back so the family can go. Then it was a gaggle. Like everyone was like, goes to, I guess it's Jack's office. Jack Campbell comes out. People, Lieutenant Henry's like, whoever's not media can leave. No one left. I mean, you could see by the photos and the streams, no one left. Jack Campbell comes out. He goes, I want a moment with the family, and then you guys can ask them questions. Well, before that ever happened, Court TV beautifully, and Joel from STS beautifully, mentor lawyer too, had Ruth Markel and Phil Markel and Shelley, and we all tried to get, but Ruth's very soft-spoken. She is really soft-spoken, but just beautiful. The victim's impact statement, I was shocked. She was ready. So let me explain that before we left the courtroom, right? But let me go back because my mind is like, so judge says, is there any reason why I can't sentence her right now? Cheers. And then they were like, yeah, we really want to look at 2 and 3 because they're going to appeal all of them, right? So they want to not just get sentenced right now. They want that screening. My hair is a little jacked up. Sorry, people. So Ruth's coming out with, okay. Georgia goes to Ruth and the family and says, are you prepared to read a victim impact statement? And Ruth says, can I? And she goes, yeah. And she has her flip pages. Like she had a lot. And Cappleman or Ruth said Ruth said there's 2 victim impact statements. And I thought, is Shelley going to read? But it wasn't. It was Ruth, which we all read. I don't need to discuss it. It'll make me cry. She's a hell of a writer. She took it home, man. She took it home. Then she had Phil. Phil gets up. What you don't see, or I don't know if you saw from the camera from the back of the courtroom, was the look on Phil's face when he walked past Donna. And then he stared down Harvey. And I thought, I hope you can sleep tonight, sir. Because he does but all 3 of them do a better job. There was a cousin of Phil's in the room, all do a better job than I could have done as a family member. Just so beautiful and stoic. And I don't have the words. I don't have the words to describe the grace that family exhibits when it's disgusting. It was so well written, both of them. It was just incredible. And that's their son for no reason. I mean, we've all been doing this for years. I've been doing this almost for 2 years. Some of y'all have been doing this for years. True Crime Wifey has been doing this for years. And you're like, what is the sense of this? Why do we know every teeny bit of minutia? We know every tiny bit of minutia of this family's life. It's just unbelievable. So luckily we got to have like the Ruth Markel and Phil and Shelley press conference, which was lovely. Joel asked questions. I mean, that's the other thing about this courthouse. Leon County Courthouse really respects the YouTube podcast. The Markel family respects the YouTube podcast. Where is that ever happening? I mean, Joel was front and center. Mentor lawyer. Let me explain something. Mentor lawyer went and bought pizza and for everybody there. Now, I didn't eat it. I mean, I enjoyed watching other people eat it because I'm on the shot, so I didn't eat it. But he bought pizza for everybody. Then the media came out and invited Josh Zellman and Jackie Fulford and Harvey to eat. And Harvey was petrified. Like he looked petrified to go into that den where the media room is, but they welcomed them. And I was like, as much as I don't like Harvey Adelson, that was amazing. And it was amazing to watch. And Mentor Lawyer bought all of it. I just want you all I just think that should be stated. And it's really a really kind thing to do. And collegial, as a new word, collegial. It was a great word. So before, another thing that blipped in my mind, which you all may have seen it in the video, before the verdict was read, Josh Zellman walked up to Georgia and shook her hand. He knew. And then, of course, I even got to ask Georgia a question. Afterwards, I went and spoke to her mother, who I know, and just congratulated her on her decorum and how hard would it be to watch your daughter do this for a living, let alone do it 4 times for the same family. It's just amazing. It was amazing. Then I thanked Eldridge, and then other things happened that were not decorum and were quite horrid to me, but I'll talk to you about all that tomorrow. That let's just say that I was verbally attacked in the rotunda, but I immediately turned and reported it to the sheriff deputy who was standing there. And then I left the parking garage. I left and went with a group to my truck so I could leave in peace. But I'll talk to you more about that tomorrow. But tonight is for the Markels. And I just want to I would hope that I have that grace. And I went to the courthouse, as is my right. And it was unfortunate that other people didn't want me there. But I was there and I left, with grace. Let's put it that way. I left with grace. So there is that. I did not go to any parties or events because I really don't think it's appropriate to be on, I'm sure the attorneys are going to have a toast with the family or something, but it's nothing really to celebrate in my brain. But if you want, let me say hi to everybody, because that's what I typically do. If you're new and you're tuning in, my name is Patty Wilson. I'm Patty's Playhouse. And I've been in the courtroom since 8 o'clock this morning. And I wasn't going to go live. My friend Sandy Leach was like, "Are you going to go live?" And then I'm like, "I'm not." And then I thought, no, I think it's important to, my hands are shaking, to give the story of the behind the scenes that I don't know that other people would do. So that's why I thought I wanted to grab your attention and tell you how kind Mentor Lawyer was, because he was. How kind the media were, because they were. How gracious all the media was to the YouTubers. They were like, "Patty, come here. Patty, come here." Just very, very kind. And it just really took my breath away, to be honest with you. It was amazing. Jack Campbell, who I don't have nice things to say about all the time. I live here. He was like, no, you go ahead. Put your bag right there. You go ahead. Do you need help with your? No. I was like, "Mr. Campbell, do you want to go up ahead?" No. Okay. So, politically, I have nothing nice to say a lot of times for him, but congratulations to Jack Campbell. He does have the tenacity that Willie Meggs does not have. So I will give him that. Kudos to Judge Everett. He means what he says and he follows through. And he's not going to tolerate it. He said, before anybody came down, the jury came down, he said, "We're not going to put the jury through any outbursts." And I thought, that's incredible. What I don't know, and someone might know in the YouTube, is when the jury walks in, when there's a verdict, we don't stand. And I didn't know that. So maybe you all have a reason for that. If not, I'm going to ask someone. But it was a lot today for everybody, all the gallery. It was, and when we were done, they weren't done. Court TV probably had another 45 minutes to untangle the cords, right? And get their van back together and stuff. So let me say hi to everybody. I'm not going to respond to everyone like I typically do, but in this case, in this chat, in this YouTube, I typically say hi and greet everyone. Obviously, I'm not going to do that. It's 9:42. I have work to do as a realtor and an appraiser for a few minutes. I have things I need to do. when we saw you get emotional when the verdict was read as a human, I thought you felt very bad for her in that moment. Not Donna. I felt bad to watch someone ruin their life. Does that make sense? Like, I felt bad that an entire family is self-destructive enough to do what they did. I felt bad that the woman was so short-sighted as to this thing shall pass. I went through a horrible divorce, and I'm alive. I had a horrible mother-in-law, but I'm alive. I mean, she didn't put a hit out on me. She's a very Baptist woman. But so short-sighted that this too shall pass, that you will get to see the boys. If you would have shown Dan a little grace during this divorce, not realize you Pearl Harbored him. He had no idea that a divorce was coming. There was no therapy. He wanted to go. That's a lie. She's lying on the stand. There was no therapy offer. He wanted to go to therapy. She refused to go to therapy. He didn't know when he was in New York that she was going to blindside him and take half of everything, including the cash. And she did so with the help of her mother. Frankly, I don't think Wendy's that smart. I think she wanted what she wanted. I think she is next. I do believe it. You can't watch what happened today in less than 3 hours and think there's not enough to go after Wendy. There's no way. There's just seriously no way. No way. He didn't know anything. Someone comes up behind him and shoots him in the head twice. The man never had a chance. He didn't have a chance in that divorce. He's just trying to keep access to his kids. And then you have two twatty fucking attorneys, those divorce attorneys that clearly don't even like their own clients. They don't even like their own clients, those two. Kristen Adelson was there to save her ass, and she did a piss poor job at it. And Linda Bailey, she's an expert? Come on, that's the woman you want? They're twatty. I have no respect for either one of them. I've been through a horrific divorce. I can't even imagine. I didn't stay in the military because if I got deployed, I wouldn't have had my kids when I got home. So I had that forethought. I mean, Dan had to go to New York to speak or do his job. And then they took the kids out from underneath them. These people are nuts. It wasn't even about money. It was about control. But what did Wendy get? $2.7 million. That heifer got $2.7 million and $6,000 for the next, $5,000 in Social Security benefits for the next 4 years. It won't be all 4 years. It'll be 2 and 2, but that's a fucking lot of money. The fucking lot of money. And I hope that heifer right now is watching all of us. And I hope John Lauro is too. The time is coming. Because if you think they did this in 3 hours and probably had a bite to eat, had some snacks, some red velvet cake, it's coming for Wendy. Because there is no way, there's just no way that was accomplished in that period of time so cleanly and so concisely. And that woman's getting off the hook. This better be a bad day for Wendy Adelson. Bad day. And I don't think Harvey will live out 5 years. I mean, I think he's done. I think she's done. I think she'll will herself to die. And I'm good with that. I'm good with her dying in 3 to 5. I'm not good with her going to Homestead right around the corner from him. I'm definitely not good with that. But I mean, it's just... Oh, yeah. How do you make $30,000 and not have your teeth fixed? I wish I thought $80,000 was a lot. It wasn't. What kind of bitch says that out loud? In Tallahassee. That's the thing. These people stay at their cocktail parties, right? And they have no idea what everyone else makes. No idea. You think the person that can afford Linda Bailey sitting on that jury? It ain't. It ain't. So she has no idea the average salary of the state worker because they can't afford her. State workers make 40 grand on a good day with some skill. I was looking at jobs yesterday before this to just see what does a guy make who's in IT at the state? $17 an hour. $17 an hour. And they want a bachelor's degree. What? For what? And that is your jury pool, people. And you all don't know how to talk to him. They did not know how to talk to him. Dan Rashbaum didn't know how to talk to him. That dumbass jury consultant didn't know how to talk. Yeah, that the lesbian jury consultant did not show up tonight, by the way. But none of them know. None of them knew how to talk to him. No. Hang out. People think realtors are stupid. We don't know anything. We know that. We know how to talk to our client. None of them did. They don't teach that. 4 years. All that JD work, all that. I took a test. I was peer reviewed. Oh, peer reviewed. Oh, that must be it. So you're peer reviewed. Dumbasses. It's just ridiculous how they talk to people. And you're not going to win. You can't win. You can't sell a car unless you know how to talk to your audience. You're certainly not going to win a first-degree murder charge because you don't know. And that hick accent, bless her heart. I hope I never have to see her again. Jackie Fulford. It didn't work, lady. You're shrill. You were shrill to that jury. It was just crazy. Oh, Wendy's she is puking her guts out. Because Georgia said, we have a couple threads from the WhatsApp off of Donna's devices. They are all woke. Will they arrest Wendy? Yes. Will I know when? No. Will they give me an idea of knowing? No. They will absolutely not tell me when. Ruth and Phil were strong statements. They weren't. Judge said not to stand. I know, but they said, I didn't know why. There's a reason why. I just don't know why. For everyone who sent me text messages to my phone, I thank you so much, but I don't want to respond to them tonight, if you don't mind. I think Harvey will not last long. I'll probably have a heart attack soon. I have to admit, I have no idea what people make, but I know what I've worked very hard to be where I am. I can relate to the average Joe after having worked in a cotton mill through school. Amen, Wesley. You know some good Adelsons, but they're not related to them. I know. I was thinking about some state workers when she testified. I mean, we all know. Mine was horrible divorce. We all know, and contentious. And I don't have a lot of filings, but I know what I lived through. You don't have to have filings that was the dumbest thing I think I've ever seen. Let's throw up another case as a demonstrative with 10 binders. And I'm living here because I couldn't afford a bunch of filings to tell you that filings do not equate contentiousness. I'm like, that is your theory? Anyway. No, I said, can you stay tuned? Not Georgia. I said we can stay tuned. Well, you're welcome, B Rabbit. It's been incredible. It's been an incredible time. The Bailey woman was the worst. So it was interesting, the questions, why she really felt she needed Robert. She didn't want to put him through it before. I guess he'd offered. And we talked about in the press, Drina. Drina's letter was like gold to her. It was gold. Debbie pays her assistant $23, which is good money here. That's a lot of money in Tallahassee. They don't make it. Georgia only makes $122 a year. That's it. Do you know what she can make in private practice? They were very twatty. I want to see what happens to Dr. Obed too. So do I. The state did not pay for Donna's defense. She privately paid. You would ask for those divorce attorneys if they did pro bono. Georgia did take care of Linda Bailey. I know. What kind of person doesn't feel bad for the people and the kids in divorce? I don't know. It's for security reasons and clear visibility. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Frankie. Thank you. They make $600 an hour. I don't even want to know. Harvey has more money than God, but can't get his ears pinned back. You know what I was thinking was like that paralegal that was rubbing up and down Donna. I was sitting there thinking this is like one of the last bits of like real human touch she's ever going to feel. Because in jail, it's not real human touch, right? So I was thinking that. I was like, this is the last time. It's the last time. And there's a judge, Judge Everett. This may not have been the outcome you wanted. It's not a baseball game, Judge. But you're going to have to tolerate it. I was like, I'm going to need a Xanax tonight. Well, I'm going to have to work. So do you mind if I turn on the verdict? Do you guys mind? She heard the verdict clear enough. She did everything but lick his face. Let me look. Thank you, Wesley. That's very nice of you. Have a cigar. Aw, thank you. I hope that I helped you all when I was in Roberta's chat. I hope it helped. Sometimes I felt like I'm not helping. I didn't know what to say. Thank you, Willow. It's very kind of you. Donna's been, and I know a couple people gave me super stickers when I had the live at the courthouse. Thank you so much for that, too. It was very nice of you. Thank you, Mr. C. Let's see. What'd she say? Donna's banana bread could have been a baby over the time I've been a member. And I want to thank Patty N. Thank you so much just for your kindness. She bought my lunch today. Georgia Peach. Rebecca, of course, like my partner, good God, she was right there when that thing happened at the courthouse, which we'll talk to about another time. Thank you so much, Rebecca. I mean, talk about having my back. She had my back, literally today. Patty Ann is great. Judy, just lovely. Joel, just lovely. John Steinbeck, what a mensch, right? Just someone said that. I'm like, that's a great way. Carl, Leslie, his wife, just so thank you. Kat, who does, she lurks in here but doesn't type. Jimmy McNutty. I mean, all of these people, it was such a like I don't know how to describe it. Like it was like fast friends kind of thing, right? But everyone had great respect. And that's when I said to Jimmy McNutty, like everyone, when we're all walking in to get a seat, everyone moved over. There was no like hypertension about seats on a bench. Like I'm taller than Jimmy, so I moved back one so he could see. My hair is taller than Jimmy, my head, like the whole thing. Everyone was so nice to each other, getting out. It was cleaning up after themselves. So if you're going to have an experience in a courthouse and watch someone being tried for first, second, and third degree murder, it was amazing. It really was amazing. Yes, Donna was put in a mirrored cell and she will not sleep for days. Camaraderie. Thank you, Debbie. That's the word, camaraderie. I did not get to watch I haven't watched anything, Janet. I haven't watched anything. I'm so sorry. Not a drop of liquid came from her eyes. John Steinbeck drove an Airstream from Vegas. Good for him. Carl went live. Good. Yes, God, he is a superstar. Man, why don't judges think like, I might run my courtroom like this? Could Scarvy be charged? Yes, but I do not believe he ever will. I do not. Human courtesy. Yeah, and people were like, we're all competitive. It could have been a shit show, and it wasn't. Southern charm, we can't help it. I know. I mean, I really have to, like, Mr. Lawyer doing that, going to Momo's, brought in these massive pizzas. They have, like, 36-inch pizzas. It was amazing. You're so jealous. Michelle said, wish could have been there too. Play it, Patty. Okay, let me get it. Hold on, let me get it and I'll play it. Whew. Let me get it. Sorry, I have to find it. I didn't have it queued up. Yeah, the court TV people, I mean, I know that they've been they're just tired, right? Everybody's tired, but they did such a great job. I don't know where the live is, like the verdict. Hold on. Stream 1 hour ago. Oh, let me go to the Tallahassee Democrat. That's what I'll do. Hold on. I got something. Oh, sorry. I'm grunting. Democrat has it. Let me get my volume up, okay? Because I turned my volume down. I don't know where anything is. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, yeah, they don't start. Okay, sorry for the looks on my face. I'm a nice person. I just was in a serious position. Okay.
If the jury foreperson could please rise. Has the jury reached a unanimous verdict? Yeah. If you please can hand the verdict form to the bailiff. Having reviewed the verdict form, it is in its proper order. At this time, I will publish the verdict. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 1 of the indictment, first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder. Mrs. Adelson, control yourself. Count 2. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 2 of the indictment, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Count 3. We, the jury, find as follows as to count 3 of the indictment, solicitation to commit first-degree murder. The defendant is guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. And it is signed and dated by the foreperson. One moment. Members of the jury, the bailiff will escort you to the jury room. Mrs. Adelson, while this was not the outcome I'm sure that you desired, there will not be any further outbursts in front of the jury. If you cannot control yourself, I am going to have to determine if you'll be removed from the remainder of this process. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Do you need a moment to collect yourself? Before the jurors are brought back in, we will take a brief 2-minute break. Please give her tissues if she needs them.
To the defense and to your honor.
When the jurors are brought back into the room, does the defense wish to have the jurors polled before they are discharged?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well.
There's not a tier.
Please bring back in the jurors so we can conclude their portion of the trial.
Who can read lips? Who can read lips?
Members of the jury, before I discharge you for this evening, I am briefly going to poll you concerning whether your verdict is unanimous at the request of one of the parties. When you hear your last name, please appropriately respond.
There's literally not a tier. I can't even freaking believe this. Nothing. Not a snot ball. There is no snot ball. Everybody has a snot ball when they're snobbing like this. I almost had a snot ball in there worrying about the Markels. Trying to watch Ruth Markel walk up to do her victim impact statement was heartbreaking. Not a snot ball. She's just mad. That's exactly right. Where is that? She didn't get her way. She's just mad. Oh, where is it? It's she tried to talk to
Before
Harvey.
you are discharged, please listen carefully. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to thank you for your time and consideration of this case. I also wish to advise you of some very special privileges that are enjoyed by jurors. No juror can ever be required to talk about the discussions that occurred in the jury room except by court order. For many centuries, our society has relied upon juries for consideration of difficult cases. We have recognized for hundreds of years that a jury's deliberations, discussions, and votes should remain their private affair as long as they wish it. Therefore, the law gives you a unique privilege not to speak about the jury's work. Although you are at liberty to speak with anyone about your deliberations, you are also at liberty to refuse to speak to anyone. A request to discuss either your verdict or your deliberations may come from those who are simply curious, from those who might seek to find fault with you, from the media, from attorneys, or elsewhere. It will be up to you to decide whether to preserve your privacy
Is there no
as
snot ball?
a juror. With that being said, I want to extend my thanks on behalf of the entire Second Circuit for your service in this matter. You are discharged. Have a good evening.
bitch. This woman is a bitch.
As to the jury's verdict, with the jury having found the defendant guilty of the 3 charges of the indictment, is the defense asking for a pre-sentence report on counts 2 and 3. As to count 1, the penalty is statutory and
before we proceed to sentencing, it's my understanding that Charlie Adelson wasn't sentenced right away. We're asking for the same courtesy.
very well. The court then will set a separate sentencing date.
May I inquire whether the family members that are present would like to give victim impact now or at the future date?
Go ahead.
Wait, I'm going to go back a second. See, I didn't notice this. I was watching Ruth, so I didn't see her look back at him. Oh, they don't have the.
It's fine.
Oh,
Right there in front of the lectern.
Watch yourself.
If you please can identify yourself for the record.
Yes, my name is Ruth
Wait a
Mark.
minute, wait, 'cause you're
Sorry?
gonna- I'm worried you're gonna trip. Just,
Okay,
that's fine.
I already did. My name is Ruth Markel.
You may give your impact statement, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge Everett. To the Honorable Judge Everett, my name is Ruth Markel. I am the mother of the late Dan Markel. I stand before you today to express the profound sadness and grief that Dan's family and I have endured since his tragic murder. We have lost a treasure. My son Dan's life was cut tragically short at 41 years old. For 11 years, we have been forced to a life filled with unimaginable pain and heartbreak. Dan's father Phil and his sister Shelley share in this unending sorrow. Dan was a devoted father, brother, and son. Dan's life was marked by his devotion to family, education, and community. He was a loving, caring, and inspiring person. His academic journey included studying politics and philosophy at Harvard University, earning a master's degree later in political theory from the Hebrew University of Jerusalem and the Emmanuel College in Cambridge, and later going back to Harvard to get a law degree. Dan was a prolific scholar and did start, co-founded the influential Prof's blog. His energy, drive, and sociability greatly enriched the FSU College of Law. Dan's life was filled with passion, music, dance, sports, travel, and people. But of all my son's accomplishments, however, I am most proud of the devoted father Danny was to his 2 sons, Benjamin and Lincoln. Dan was present, loving, and supportive, always putting his children's well-being first. He regularly attended the boys' daycares, reading with them. His office was filled with their drawings, and his home, his living room, filled with their toys. Dan was the boys' hero, and they have been forced to grow up without a father. Dan's murder has shattered our family and caused deep permanent pain. This was a particularly senseless crime, And the murder was particularly insensible. It was not revenge. Dan was a law-abiding and respectful citizen, an active father, and a living son. His life was devoted to teaching and helping others. The pain and suffering of Dan's murder goes well beyond other families too. That is why I wrote the book, The Unveiling, a mother's reflection on murder, grief, and trial life. In my unrelenting grief, I turned to advocacy, to feel purpose, and to help others with these tragic losses. I have found meaning and comfort to connect with others who want to serve justice. To all the community of journalists, TV programs, podcasters, Tallahassee communities, and the allies who have put their hearts in keeping Danny's story alive, we are full of thanks. To law enforcement and prosecutors, our gratitude is beyond for their dedicated, careful perseverance in seeking justice for Danny and our family. If Tallahassee is known for football, Tallahassee should be known for the prosecution and for law enforcement. They have done an outstanding job. These extraordinary efforts underscore the brutal truth of our family's story. Danny's murder was orchestrated by his former mother-in-law, Donna Adelson, and other co-conspirators, and is a crime of cruelty. It is a murder of grief, a murder of selfishly prioritizing one's own desires over what is just or right. And at its core, this was a murder of convenience, so that one grandmother could live closer to her grandchildren. She killed their father and ripped the children from the other grandparents' lives. Donna Adelson's crimes against Dan began long before his murder. She belittled Dan in front of his children. She spread lies about him and contributed to a brutal separation between Dan and Wendy. She rented the house, and Dan came home and he found that Wendy and the boys were gone with most of their belongings. He called this devastation Pearl Harbor. Donna's eagerness for Wendy to divorce Dan and to relocate to South Florida led her to increasingly devise desperate schemes. Despite these efforts, the court ruled that Wendy could not move the boys away from their loving father. Failing to achieve her goal through legal means, Donna finally resorted to orchestrating Dan's murder. She plotted, planned, and paid for his murder. Donna's crimes led to further devastation. Her middle son, Charlie, was convicted and sentenced to a life in prison for his role in facilitating Danny's murder for hire. Can you imagine a mother involving a son to complete a murder? Donna's eldest son, Rob, an honest and decent man, is estranged from the family. And her younger child, Wendy, has decided once again to relocate to another state. Her actions and those of her co-conspirators have caused children to lose their parents. Catherine McManus, Freda Garcia, and Charlie Adelson, also convicted, are all convicted for life and have lost access to their children. Prior to her arrest, Donna's recorded phone calls with Charlie reveal their lack of a moral compass or capacity for self-reflection. She blames external forces for her family's curse. They're outside of her, but she is the curse, and lashes out angrily at witnesses who took the brave step to testify. Her modus operandi has always been to run from Tallahassee and then to try to flee to Vietnam. For our family, there is no such prospect for escape. Danny's absence, and that leaves a hole at the center of our lives, no matter where we go. Yet Dan's murder was not enough for Donna. His death was not enough. Danny had to be fully erased from his beloved sons. The boy's last name was ever changed, an extraordinary decision to excise The Markel name from Phil's only grandsons who shared his last name. And after the first arrests were made, Donna didn't allow the Markel family to have access for over 6 years. It was only when there was a phenomenal Tallahassee advocacy group that passed the Markel Act. The passage of this bill was immediately followed by our first invitation to see the boys after the rest. The door only cracked open. Despite these efforts, we remain excluded from the boys' lives. We were not at their bar mitzvahs or graduations. We have extremely highly choreographed visits and communications. We only wait for the day that Benjamin and Lincoln will visit their father and his grave in his father's history and his grave in Toronto. We want nothing more. The facts of Danny's murder, are difficult to swallow. The experiences Phil, Shelley, and I have been forced to suffer are profound as homicide survivors and victims of the criminal system. The lives of Danny's 2 sons, our grandchildren, were forever turned upside down by this crime. Benjamin and Lincoln were only preschoolers when their father was murdered, and now they are forced to confront and try to understand the unthinkable crimes of murder and the Adelson's involvement. Our lives will never return to normal. For those who loved Danny and for those who Danny loved, there is no escape from the wicked effects of what Donna Adelson set in motion, carried out, and paid for, and for many years enjoyed the aftermath of. Donna Adelson has caused immense devastation and an untimely, undeserved murder through her actions. While no trial or verdict can ever heal the profound wounds caused by Dan's murder, justice must be served. I respectfully ask the court to impose the maximum sentence on Donna Adelson. Her lack of cooperation and remorse throughout the case demands justice, the justice that Dan's life and memory fully deserve. We are immensely grateful to the court for its careful and compassionate deliberation. Respectively, Ruth Markel.
Thank you, Ms. Markel. Are there any other victim impact? You can take a seat for right now.
Oh, they didn't play Phil's. All right. They didn't play Phil's. So that was a lot. There were no tears. There was shaking. I could see her shaking from behind, but there were no tears. There were no tears. There were no tears. All of that nonsense, and there was no tears. Someone just said to me, that Dave Ehrenberg, who's the former Palm Beach, Florida prosecutor, this is on Vinnie Politan's group, said he expects Wendy Adelson to be charged shortly after this verdict is announced for Donna Adelson. He says with a 95% certainty. Well, I am no Dave Ehrenberg. That is a fact. But I say with 100% certainty, she will be charged. I don't know when, but I do believe she will. But we have a case management October 14th, and it won't be till after that. Just as Donna, Rebecca thankfully Judge didn't make Donna leave so she could hear Ruth and Phil's vicious comments. I know. Ehrenberg says 60 days for Wendy to be arrested. Shortly. Within 60 days. Dave was smiling after the verdict. Danny was his friend. Do they have... Phil Markel's I'm looking for. Oh, here it is. Let's go. Wait a minute. I found it. I gotta add the sound. I'm sorry.
If you please could tell us your name for the record.
Good evening. My name is Phil Markel. I'm Danny's father. Judge Everett, I appreciate the opportunity to speak about the impact of Donna Adelson's actions on my families and the families of so many others. While this victim impact statement is addressed to you, Your Honor, it is also intended for the Adelson family, Harvey, Charlie, Wendy, and particularly Donna. I would like them to understand and reflect on the deep and irreparable damage they have caused. The pain that they have caused my family is obvious and permanent, but they have also caused lifelong harm to their own immediate family and so many other families and children around. Donna's selfishness, cruelty, and complete disrespect for human life, along with that of her co-conspirators, have left families forever broken. Louis Rivera, his children have no father. Catherine Magbanawa and Sigfredo Garcia, their children have no parents. Charlie Adelson, his son, Roman, has no father. Rob Adelson and his wife and their 2 children have lost their uncle and grandparents. Shelley and Ian, my daughter, their 3 children, my grandchildren, are left without an uncle and are separated from their cousins. Of course, their heinous and callous actions have left me, Ruth, and Shelley without our Danny, and Ben and Lincoln without their father. For anyone to commit such a cold-blooded, unprovoked act of murder is horrific. For Donna, someone who claims to care so much about Ben and Lincoln, her sun shines. Her actions are beyond comprehension. She has harmed forever the people she claims to have loved. In the Jewish custom, we have an expression to always wish others to live to 120 years of age. For Donna, I wish her to live to 120, alone in her jail cell. I wish that every day of her remaining days, she thinks about the harm she has caused to so many, especially those 2 boys she claims to have loved so much. For these reasons, Your Honor, I ask the court sentence Donna Adelson to the maximum possible sentence. And my only short question to Donna, was it worth it? Respectfully, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Markel. Are there any other matters that the court needs to address this evening, Ms. Cappleman?
No, Your Honor.
I still have a lot of words. That's a good word, commissary tuna. Commissary tuna came from a chat, and they were talking about the tuna that Donna would buy in the commissary. And I was like, oh, that's a great name for a YouTube channel. And commissary tuna. You love Tiger Woods' red suit, right? Whew. She was in True Red. True Red. Red like the banner. Red like the outlines on the names in this YouTube is True Red. Can you see their outside press conference? I don't know what that means. Outside press conference. You mean afterwards? Yeah, let me see if I can find it.
I think that.
No, they're talking. I don't know where it is. I have mine, but I don't have it ready to go to share with you. So, I mean, I guess I could find that YouTube I did, but I don't know if you'll be able to hear. I can hear it, you know, because it was mine, but I don't know if you guys can hear it. Hold on. Oh, did they? Hopefully you can hear. Oh, did they? They like fist bump and stuff.
Great job, Campbell.
Oh, thanks, John. Thank you, sir.
And like I said, Tallahassee is known for football. I think it's better known for prosecution and law enforcement skills, high standards of delivery of an excellent, excellent practice. Tonight, we have a lot of people to be grateful for. I've often said my life is full of two words, trauma and gifts. Tonight, I'll talk about, I said the trauma inside, the loss of Danny Markel is a great loss for all of us. And the gifts are all the people who supported us, our allies from FSU University, Tallahassee community, and all of you in the media, of which we have tremendous support. Social media, podcasters, print, and all other aspects of helping us produce and deliver this very important communication. So thank you. We are grateful. The Markel Act actually is specific to just to answer the question very specifically. It's part of having a civil or a criminal offense against the spouse of the person who has been deceased. We have had access because of the Markel Act. So as it was passed, it opened up Wendy had the evidence to the Barnetts. We had a little bit of an opportunity to have communication. But they're highly important. It's not a natural process. We are looking for when we can communicate via email, via phone. We have everything is done still through
Can't really hear him. Let me see.
It's emotional, but I would say there's satisfaction. Okay. I would say that we're hopeful, really hopeful, that this will open the door for future generations.
Good, now we got good.
Yes, the camera lady was with the Democrat
Joel, come over here.
photographer.
I'll make room for you. You're welcome. Age before beauty. Are you, where'd it go? You're good there? Okay.
Sarah Catherine did not speak to the media.
Okay, we can come in a bit closer. Thank you, Lieutenant. I'm gonna go beside you. Can we do that? Can we come up there? Okay.
I'm doing my job.
I said it was the lighting terrible.
You should be a part of whatever updates they do to get better lighting.
I wasn't sure if I got it. They had her, right. No. Yeah.
I wish I could write like Ruth Markel. It was an amazing statement. It really was beautiful.
The date depends on when the prosecution and the defense lawyers are available, and the judges.
It's Joe Patuto. Yeah, technically. I'll move up. Judy was there, but she get back in the building for the verdict.
Okay.
Just watch his tripod. You should move your tripod.
Okay.
Like move it up.
No, I want to more.
You want it that?
I'm-
Okay.
Yeah, straight on. If you do, you can get through it quick.
It's okay, just don't. I'm sorry.
You good there?
Off my hips. You just can't push me beyond this because of Lieutenant Henry. He's the one in charge right now.
That was cute.
And you see, me doing it like that.
No, I mean, you're not in my.
Okay.
Hurt in a little bit, but you know, we all get.
How was Harvey?
He sat there with his head down the whole time. He didn't cry. And I didn't see him cry out here either.
He had
He just walked out.
They
He
just
just walked out by, like, she asked if he had a comment. He didn't say anything. He just kept going.
That's
Yeah, there were
Susan Hoffman
national
next to
news
him, was
agencies,
trying to like hold his hand and he like. I mean,
CBS,
it's a lot right now.
NBC.
So he should be next, but he won't be.
Hey. Yeah.
You think Wendy's doing right now? That's the TV is 5-minute right there. I hope they have the balls to do it.
And then we gotta get all over.
We got like
Harvey has eaten because he's been in the same restaurants as us.
Well, there's a white one, and then there's a.
Denny, how are you? Thanks for sharing, Rebecca.
But you'll make your flight, whoever was leaving. Everybody's gonna make their flight.
You're fine. I'll just come over your shoulders. We'll block your legs. Yeah. I mean, I should be fine. You know?
Thank you, Anita. He was
Here they
invited.
come, here they come, here they come, here they come.
Yay! Tiger Woods. Woo! Tiger Woods. Woo! Tiger Woods. Red.
What's it like in this moment? What was it like to have this defendant be found guilty?
I think I just feel kind of honored to be able to deliver this win for the Markels. You know, we've heard so much about a win for the Adelsons, win for the Adelsons. And
Thank you,
everything
Denny.
was lost in those efforts, so it's just been really cool to be a part of this win.
During one of the pre-trials, you said these trials that have become my life. It's a lot of trials at this point. Talk about what happens when you're a prosecutor and you have to continue to follow cases like this one.
Well, I mean, I do have other cases. People know that. There are other cases. And I care about, you know, all of them, but obviously this has become sort of part of my DNA after investing so much blood, sweat, and tears into this case and getting justice. So yeah, it's been an epic battle.
Was this one tougher than Charlie's trial?
I don't know. I mean, I'm older, so I think it is. I think everyone is tougher than the last. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, more time passes and there's more stuff. There's more phones. There's more letters. There's more emails. So
I believe he's here in
it's a
Tallahassee.
lot to organize, and it's a lot of little pieces to try to put together and try to create something cognizable that a jury can follow and get their head around.
In Georgia, opening statements right out of the gate, Jackie Fulford appropriated Professor Markel's nickname, calling him Danny. A lot of people were upset about that. Did that bother you?
Not as much as it bothered some other folks. I understood what she was trying to do. It was not the classiest move, and I think she kind of realized that and seemed to correct that over the course of the trial. But yeah, probably not a great move.
And what about the amount of deliberations? It's roughly the same as Charlie, maybe a few minutes more, but not much. That surprised me because some people were predicting a longer deliberation.
A little bit. I actually lost. I thought it would be slightly shorter, but I was being pretty ambitious. But yeah, it wouldn't have surprised me if it had been more difficult for them because it was a large puzzle that kind of had to be put together. But I guess they got what they needed and they knew what they had to do.
Will this be the last prosecution?
You are asking.
Hey, Jeff.
Why are you
Were you surprised by the strategy of throwing Wendy and Charlie under the bus? And was the adoptive admissions ruling something that you pre-planned or something that you all came up with at the last moment?
We had a few incarnations of how to deal with the fact that she had adopted Charlie's really ridiculous story previously, and we didn't want her to be able to distance herself from that and create a new, better defense, which she did seem to kind of try to be doing. So we did want to try to shove that on her and then, try to explain that to the jury. Okay, here's this whole other defense that she already adopted, and it's complicated, and it has all its pushback that goes with it. So it did feel like a difficult minefield to wade through to be able to explain all that to the jury, but we wanted to make sure they understood that, hey, she's already committed to this defense that's a loser, and now she's trying to switch it up and go to this whole other place, and you got to pick a lane. You can't be both. So I think that's kind of what we were trying to do. So
It sounded like the new investigation developed a lot of crazy evidence, including y'all were planning to use some phone calls and you were not able to use in the trial. Is the sealing of this evidence going to be unsealed once now that the one has been convicted, or do you know?
I don't know the answer to that. I don't know.
And you cannot still comment, I guess, about.
I think
the
not.
details.
It's less sexy than you imagine it to be, but I don't think I should comment on it since it's sealed.
How did you feel when you found out that Donna was not going to be testifying? Something tells me you were probably salivating at the idea of cross-examining her over the last 11 years.
Yeah, it's not like I was gonna wow you guys with some amazing new stuff, but I did put tons of preparation in. I was a little bit like sad when I took my binder that had 110 packed it away. So yeah, I was a little surprised. She seems like somebody that would want to tell her story, but it's trickier and trickier when all these stories are out there, and she would have had to navigate all the stuff. Up there. So I do understand why she made the decision she did. I think it was a smart one, but I was kind of expecting her to testify.
What was the new evidence that you thought in this trial might have made a difference that when you came across that you introduced?
I think the fleeing to Vietnam didn't hurt, especially since she denied it. She could have just said, "Yeah, I went to Vietnam." I didn't want to get arrested.
What about the
VIN
number?
She didn't do that. She oversold.
The tag number,
the
the
VIN
license
number
tag.
and the planner. Like, can you talk about that? Like, how did you guys find that? Was it an aha moment?
Yeah, kind of dumb luck. I mean, that thing is so dense, and there's a bunch of them. So we've just been sort of perusing them, and somebody just stumbled upon it and had an aha moment.
It was a big link.
I think it was important. Didn't you? I thought he was so genuine, and what a guy to be able to do that. What a terrible situation for him to be put in.
I haven't seen him.
Do the right thing. It's really impressive.
Did you all wait for this trial to put him on? Why did he not testify previously?
I just didn't want to do it to him unless I felt like it was absolutely necessary, and I really felt like we needed him in
this one. Georgia, does Wendy have reason to be worried tonight?
You said that word. That's a bad word.
A bad word. Can we just never put-
Worried? Worried's a bad word? Worry?
Should we say stay tuned? Do we need to stay tuned?
Stay
You
tuned.
can stay tuned.
One other question for me. I mean, your father played football. I understand. When my first Bulls game, and I take all the credit
Oh,
for
it's a
Bama
great
win.
one.
Yeah.
Lucky you.
I take all the credit
Go
for that.
Bulls.
And I found out maybe through the grapevine that someone else in your family is a professional female golfer, or that you're close to. I don't know if I'm right about that. Maybe not, but do you get to
Sounds cool.
Do you think you get that competitive spirit from from your dad, from your family?
Yes, I think both sides of my family are extremely good. If you came to game night, you would see some pieces being thrown around.
The most important question, do you have a fifth red suit?
I don't know. I'll work on it. I'll work on it.
Number 5, number 5 for chapter 5.
Last year you were going, it seemed the state was going to call him. Ultimately, this time around, no one called him to the stand. Why?
Because we didn't want to tangle with him unless we had to, and we felt like we were able to successfully get
Yes,
out.
Debbie. It was Susan
Trial
Brockman.
and marry Donna to it as much as we needed to without having to tangle with him.
If I'm not mistaken, this was the first trial where you guys were able to access WhatsApp messages. Was there a new am I right about that? Was there a new technological
I can't
advance?
remember if we had any WhatsApp messages last time, but they are encrypted, so you really do have to get them off the device itself. So we were able to retrieve some threads.
And was that related to
Donna's
getting
device.
from Donna's device?
Was your all's case more polished? The demonstratives seem to be up a notch from before. Just,
Yes,
I'm
because
trying to-
I didn't make them. I only directed. I did get some wonderful volunteer help. So I don't know if she wants to shout about it or not, but.
Were there other things that were new and improved? Some of the witnesses even seem to be testifying a little smoother than before.
I don't know. Did they?
It's a blur.
If the trial
Yeah,
had come
it's all
forward,
one long
yeah,
day.
if the trial had come forward a year ago, you wouldn't have all the evidence from the new investigation. How significant was to have that note from Trina Bernhardt?
I thought it was great. I thought it was, when she showed up with that, it was like Christmas Day.
They did a good job.
It felt like this trial, you did mention Wendy's name more. Was that just because of who the defendant was, or is there a strategy behind more evidence against Wendy coming out?
I think it was because of who the defendant was and how important the motive was to establish, which largely arose from the communications between Donna and Wendy. So maybe ended up more in the mix.
You say a little bit about the voice. I can feel the emotion. It seemed like it really resonated with the jury when you talked about.
Oh gosh, yeah. Yeah, there's no justice for them, and I haven't done them any favors today, and I lose sleep over that fact. It's tough. I know that. Yeah, family's just been totally destroyed, and I hate that. And sometimes it feels a little bit like being a part of it, So, yeah, I wish them nothing but the best, and I hope they can reconnect with their paternal relatives and get past this. Yep.
Georgia needs to go sleep
Guys.
now. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. Wow. It's a lot, right? But that little bitch was lying. She wasn't crying. She wasn't like boo-hoo. She was just making a scene. Yeah, Georgia's brought justice. Jack Campbell, who again, I don't always give him the best PR. Jack Campbell has done a hell of a job keeping Georgia on this case. You expect her arrest any day. So there's an ex. Let me get it up, bro. I mean, it's so funny. I think the profile name is Will Wendy Adelson be arrested today? I have to give the man kudos, or woman, because it has been there for a long time. Oh, it's not there? I'll have to find it. But it's like, will Wendy Adelson be arrested today? And he always answers no.
I'll have to look for it and share it another time because I'm tired. Whoever it is, I think it's hilarious. Georgia Peach made it home safely. Thank you, Rebecca, for letting me know. She was so kind. She brought us all eggs today. Just so kind. She brought me shirts that she thought might fit me since I've lost weight and I can't. Georgia Peach is just a peach. No one has a hairdo like you. What circus are you in? Well, Ray, I don't really give a flying fuck what you think about my hair. So, but I hope you have the day you deserve. Wendy is not going to jail. Jesus, people, it's been 11 years. Eric, don't destroy my party. I'm going to have you go away now. Ban user and ban user. Yeah, just like that. Not destroying my day. Will they all be broke after these Adelson trials? Oh, yeah. I mean, my theory about the attorneys were they got what they could afford. Because if they wanted a better attorney, they were going to have to pay out the ass for it. And that wasn't happening. Was Donna loud? Yes. Upon hearing her guilt. Yes, she was loud. Welcome, newbies. Yes, like and subscribe. I generally don't hide people or block them, but I'm just not in the mood tonight, as you can imagine. The trolls are out in full force. Well, the trolls were in the courthouse too, and that'll be for another day, but I blocked him, but thank you. Thank you, Mary. I like my hair too. I was kind of getting over it. But the more people that come in the chat and make fun of my hair, the more I'm going to keep it. So thank you all very much. I think I rock it. I think it's pretty cool. This is my favorite side. I ain't gonna lie. This side, I got to get this trimmed, but this side. And my hairdresser is in the courtroom. She's been in the courtroom. Her name's Stephanie Boris. She's with Soleil 7. And if you're in town and you want your hair cut, John Steinbeck went to see her, and he did a fabulous job on his curly hair. Just give her a ring or let me know if you want to go see her, and she will work you in. Ooh, thank you. Do you have any idea what prison Donna will be sent to? Let me look it up real quick because I tried to post it in your chat, Roberta. It is Homestead. Homestead Air. I just put it on Google, so I'll share it with you real quick so I don't have to read it all. Where do I want her to go? Where do I want her to go? Because I want her to go to the worst one. Hold on. So Lowell, I doubt she'll go to Lowell because that is where Catherine Magbanua is, and also where Suitcase Sarah is. Sarah Boone's there. Florida Women's Reception Center, that's also in Ocala, so she will likely go there. Homestead, of course, is right near Miami, so praise the Lord she doesn't go there. Pray, pray, pray. Pray she doesn't go there. Then Gadsden Correctional situated, it's privately managed. So there's really only 3 that she will go to. There's our first one is the reception center. I mean, this is where she's going to go. Remember when Charlie was remanded to the state prison? Charlie went to the place out in like Santa Rosa, which is in the Panhandle. Sorry, I'm tired. Sorry. So she will not go there. She will go to Ocala to the reception center and get her head cut closely, her hair cut likely, or maybe not, because what Magbanua didn't get her hair cut, although she should have. They should have snipped the shit out of that head. Then someone asked, what did you ask? You guys had some good questions I thought I could answer, but it might have been, well, thank you, Sierra. It's very kind of you. Oh, I was going to say she will not be going back to Ocala. The only reason the judge moved her and allowed move to Ocala was because the tablets were taken away from the jailees at Leon County, if you recall. So they moved her to Ocala because the tablets would help them prepare her for trial. We saw how that turned out. So now she's in Leon to stay, and she will not have a tablet, and she will literally lose her effing mind. I feel sorry for the nurses on staff. This is why I no longer work at the jail. I feel sorry for the deputies on staff. Their life will be a living hell. She will have to share a phone when she can, but she will be on close watch, suicide watch right now, as the judge announced to open court. Make sure, Lieutenant Henry, that the staff at the jail knows she's coming back and they need to screen her properly to make sure she cannot harm herself. I think it was a pretty close quote. Southern hospitality is real. Everyone did a really hell of a job. Everyone but one, but we'll talk about that later. Wendy will never listen to those impact statements. Oh, she won't listen to anything. She won't listen to anything. Have you guys already talked about the way they ushered Donna out of the courtroom? I didn't see it. I did not see it. They're very firm with her. What channel were you watching that you saw that, Sierra? Because I didn't see it. Yeah, turtle suit is up. Turtle suit for Donna. I love it so much. Roberta, really want to take a moment before I sign off and thank you for letting me share my channel in your channel, for letting me talk to your people, for letting me just type whatever I wanted to type and not hiding anything that I typed. I just really want to thank you. I mean, again, it's camaraderie and collegial, and you know, Roberta's just been, from afar, a mentor. Like I try to carry myself. I mean, I don't do it very much or well the way she does. I fail at it daily, but I really just want to thank you very much, Roberta, and Rebecca too. Like, I'm not kidding you guys tonight. Rebecca had my ass, and I mean that. So thank you so much, Rebecca. I'll have you come on maybe tomorrow after we've had a break. Thank you very much. Thank you. I really tried to find something to type about that you wouldn't have had watching it on Court TV. So thank you. Yeah, it came in 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. They asked Georgia what she thought the time frame would have been, and she lost her bet. She thought it would have been a little less. So that's good. Thank you, True Crime Wifey. She's just great to me. I'm new at this. I don't know what I'm doing. I've only been doing this since November of 2023, right? So I've had 315 videos, and True Crime Wifey lives nearby, and she's just always pepping me up. So thank you very much. Roberta is an open space for everyone, and we all appreciate that for sure. So Donna will be in the same kind of room that they put in Charlie 24/7 until they make sure that she is not suicidal, which she might be in there a little longer. So, right, I think Charlie was in there maybe 36 hours or something like that. Oh, thank you, Glamis. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Glamis, are you Stephanie? I'm just asking. Because that picture looks like him. Your ladies have inspired me to consider YouTube. I think people should. I tell people all the time, go get a real estate license and have a YouTube channel about what you love to do. Like Jimmy McNutty doesn't have a YouTube channel about true crime. He has it about growing butterflies. So go follow him because there's sweet little videos about butterflies. I mean, how cool is that? Allison, thank you for the gift membership. How cool. So, yeah, it's going to probably be a day or so, but that's kind of what Mentor Lawyer was like. When are the jail calls coming out? That's what he wanted to know. Thank you. Rebecca says, thank you. It was my pleasure to rep you. Oh, she repped me today. I guess Donna did confess to Patricia Bird. Yeah, both of them. You know, if you're going to have a snitch at a trial, both of them did a bang-up job. It really did. And my father's alibi, thank you so much. She really helps out here. She's always kind to me. She's kind to everyone in her chat. Please go follow her. She has her own story to tell that I'm going to concentrate more on now. Yeah, there's a lot of great YouTubers in here that if you're not sure who to watch, I'm going to make sure you know who to watch. So you got a membership. Cool beans. Thank you. Thank you very much, everybody. It's just cool. For the super stickers, for your just kind words and telling me I'm not insane while I'm sitting there typing away. I didn't want to type. Oh my gosh. Thank you guys so much. I didn't know. I got to go look. Oh my goodness. My father's alibi. Thank you so much. She is just precious. But we got to concentrate on Allison Galvani's story next. Like that's my next until the Phoenix Eichner case is coming up here in Tallahassee. He was the ass jack insane human that shot up FSU. So I'm going to go to that trial if I can, if I'm in town. And if they don't relocate it, I think they might. I mean, I really think they should relocate that one just because, you know what I mean? So anyway, have a great night. I'll probably see you tomorrow. Thank you all for your contributions to the growth of the group, as well as to me personally. I thank you very much. Have a great night. I have the best subscribers. Thank you.